This is your Neepawa Town Council Debrief for the October 15th, 2024 meeting. This week, most of Council's business was around land, whether it was sales, acquisitions, rezoning, or servicing. But before we get to that, a Council report from Councillor Sisley highlighted a few current and upcoming events in the community, including What's the Big Idea, a showcase for entrepreneurs, Park at Dark for kids' spooky treats and activities on October 25th, and the annual preschool costume parade on October 31st, which is still seeking interested businesses to participate. Sisley also thanked the newly formed NACI Community Art Club for their work in beautifying a currently vacant stretch of Hamilton Street, and reported that the Handy Van fundraising lunch and 50-50 draw raised over $3,000 for the service.
Just so everybody knows in the audience as well, we have Councillor Sisley joining us by a virtual method. So this is a report for economic development. What's the Big Idea will be held this Thursday at the Legion. And of course, our economic development officer, Mary Crew, is working with 7 businesses to participate. The pitch parlor will start at 1 p.m. This event is free and everyone is welcome to attend and learn more about our new local businesses. A thank you goes out to Katie Martin and the NACI's Community Art Club for adding an artistic touch to the boarded up curb walk on Hamilton Street. It's the building just east of us. What a beautiful change or improvement to the front of the building, and this came about as a result of the more recent tour that was done about how you can capture tourism opportunities and beautification in this community. Under recreation, the programming that's coming up, the Park at Dark on October 25th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Riverbend Park. There's going to be activities, treats, and decorations for all the kids to enjoy, and we can't wait to see everybody there with their costumes. And of course, on October 31st, we annually do a little preschool costume parade around town. Businesses that want to participate can contact our recreation director, Cass, here at the office, and there'll be a little handout at the front of the day of all the participating businesses, and they can go around town and gather their treats. We look forward to it here, I know. A little fun fact, our social media post of fall pictures at Park Lake had 11,517 people actually view it, so that's pretty significant. And lastly, the Handy Van had a fundraising lunch today. They served up 130 chili and bun meals to the community, as well as had their 50-50 fundraising draw. Between both fundraising events, they raised over $3,000 that will go to the operation of the Handy Van. Thank you to everyone who ordered and bought tickets.
Manager of Operations, Denise Sakay, reported that the annual raw water line flushing from the well sites is now complete. Curbside yard waste and compost pickup will start on October 21st. Residents should note that it must be in paper bags and that no plastic whatsoever will be picked up. Sakay also reported on the bids that they received to remove 25 trees affected by Dutch elm disease, but added that the town has a robust replacement project in place and that several new trees have been planted this year.
So our water treatment plant staff, and along with our assistants, managed to do our raw water line flushing. So this would be all the pipes coming out from the well sites. We do those in an annual flush, so we push some squeegees kind of through it. They're called some swabs, and they push out any debris that's collected or sediment inside those pipes, just to ensure that we have better quality water coming into our water treatment plant. So that was completed over the weekend. Public Works has been busy digging around. Broadway Avenue has received its gravel bed reconstruction there. So we ripped everything out that was kind of performing poor in spring with all the frost boils, and we layered everything up appropriately, and we've started boulevard restoration there as well. Starting next week, so on October 21st, we're going to initiate our yard waste compost pickup. So residents are reminded to put out any compost material they want picked up, but it has to be in a paper bag, so biodegradable compostable bag. No plastic whatsoever will be picked up. And the hospital land drainage sewer project will hopefully start next week, provided the manholes get delivered, but I just spoke with our supplier and they were wrapping up the last of the pieces I heard, so. And our contractor is optimistic they can hopefully start next week as well, as long as there's not too many other delays. So see more progress there again.
Okay, and just thinking when you're talking about water, we had that damage to a water hydrant over on, what was that, 3rd or 4th?
Yeah, 3rd and Ellen, or 2nd and Ellen. But yeah, that's been repaired now.
That's been fixed,
Yeah.
good.
Weeks prior, I'd submitted some invitations to 4 locals or 4 that had previously expressed interest in the removal process. We received 3 bids, 2 from Neepawa, 1 from Brandon. Low bid going to Middleton Enterprises for
7,400.
So, seeing no issues with this, I recommend we go with that one.
Okay, any questions? Fortunately, I've seen some of those trees banded around town. There's some rather large ones, so it'll be disappointing to see disappear, but it has to be done each year. So.
It does.
And they have planted a lot of new ones.
We have a pretty strong replacement program, so.
Yes, good point, a lot. Okay, be it resolved that we accept the quote of Middleton Enterprises for the amount of $7,400 plus GST for the removal of 25 elm trees identified as part of the Dutch Elm Disease Management Program for 2024. Moved by Councillor Kostenchuk, seconded by Councillor Gerard. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
So as part of the hospital project, we had to get some servicing in place to service our new lift station that's being installed, along with some street lights to facilitate the illumination of all the new streets in there. So I put a request into Neepawa Hydro for a servicing agreement and cost estimating for the project. They finally provided us with one, so we would just have to get that approved so we can get some street lights and get that lift station working.
Excellent. Questions? Okay, be it resolved that we enter into an agreement with Manitoba Hydro to install street lighting and a customer service extension at 491 Hamilton Street with point of delivery to include the newly constructed lift station at Southwest 341415 for a total cost of $306,328.22. Moved by Councillor Kostenchuk, seconded by Councillor Nadeau. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Mayor Headley removed himself from the meeting for conflict and turned it over to Deputy Mayor Parrott to hold a public hearing regarding the Neepawa Gladstone Co-op, which Headley manages. The co-op is seeking to install a temporary modular office building on the north side of the food store, as they now require the space. They are seeking a permit to keep the building in that location for 3 years, after which they are planning to expand the size of the food store to accommodate growth. The planning department noted that they received no comments on the application from adjacent property owners and businesses, and that the town has authority over that stretch of PTH 16, so highways would not be involved. Council also addressed a proposed subdivision and consolidation of a separate piece of land purchased by the town, and as well heard a third reading of a bylaw to rezone portions of the large parcel of land the town purchased this summer. A public hearing was held at the previous council meeting, and council took a moment to address some of the concerns they heard at that time.
So we have a resolution here, be it resolved that we now open this public hearing at 7:05 p.m. to hear representation to variation and conditional use application VCU 01-2024 of the Neepawa Gladstone Co-op. Have a mover and a seconder. Okay. You got that anyway. Thank you.
I'll use these as the official.
Oh, so that's Gerard and the no, sorry. All those in favor? Carried. Okay. So Miles, you might as well come on up. And Jeff, you want to do your presentation?
Sure.
Chair over there, Miles.
This is application VCU 01-2024-N, owner being Neepawa Gladstone Co-op Limited, and the applicant is Miles Boyce for Neepawa Gladstone Co-op. The proposal is the first part of conditional use requested to allow for the location of an office building within the CH commercial highway zone. Second part is variation, varied to allow the minimum front yard setback from the property boundary of 45 feet be reduced to 22 feet 8 inches within the CH commercial highway zone. And this is affecting lots 15 to 17, plan 6991 being 30 Main Street. And the reason of support is to allow for a temporary location of a modular office building to be located on the front of the existing grocery store.
Miles, do you have anything you want to say in favor of this?
Yeah, so we need the office space. We are out of space in the food store. We would like the permit granted for 3 years. After that, we'd be planning for a food store expansion to accommodate growth and the office space. Wheelchair accessibility to the building, we would have a wooden ramp on one side and stairs on the other. And it would be attached to the food store on the north side facing Highway 16. So,
Okay. Councilors have any questions?
The question I have is, I know with anything that goes along provincial highway, is this going to be something that Manitoba Highways allows? Because obviously when we start talking setbacks and things, they are very protective of their zone. Is this something that they comment on as well, or may be concerned about?
Not in this location.
Okay.
We have the authority between Highway 5 South and boundary Neepawa.
Okay.
So, no, this is council's decision.
Okay.
Okay. Councilor Meadows?
How far is it gonna go towards the highway? Is it gonna be equal, the same distance away as Tim Hortons next door?
so the plan would be we would attach it via corridor right to the building, so it'd be as tight to our spot as possible, and it would kind of be sitting in, if you just visualize our site, kind of where the employee parking area is in the back there.
Would it be the whole length of that pavement there then?
No, it wouldn't be that
Okay.
long. Yeah, it's 54 feet long, so.
Okay. Councilor Sisley? Yvonne?
I have no questions.
Okay. Councilor Kostenchuk?
No questions.
My question would be, do you need to make arrangements with the town for sewer water?
Yes, we would, yeah.
Okay. Have you made contact yet for that?
Not yet.
Okay. Denis, do you see any issues? Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to comment? And there is none, so we don't need to call 3 times.
So this was also circulated through the property owners within 100 meters, and we received no comments either way for this.
Okay. Okay, be it resolved that we approve variation and conditional use application VCU 01-2024 of the Neepawa Gladstone Co-op to allow for the temporary location of a modular office building in front of the existing grocery store within the CH Commercial Highway Zone, and to vary the minimum front yard setback from the required 45 feet to the proposed 22.8 feet, and be it further resolved that approval of this application be for a time period no longer than 3 years in duration. Moved by Councilor Nadeau, seconded by Councilor Gerard. All those in favor? And that is carried.
Okay, this is subdivision application 4437-24-8652. The applicants are Richard Culberg and the town of Neepawa. The registered owner is Big Warehouse Limited, and the proposed subdivision will be in the southeast of 321415, or otherwise known as Lot 1, Plan 28531, and Lot B, Plan 56267. The latter lot of Lot B being a piece of property that the parcel that is being subdivided will be consolidated with. So the intent of the subdivision is to subdivide 11 acres off of an existing commercial property, thereby selling it to the town of Neepawa, and we would consolidate it with the 59.97 acres to the north of that, which we more recently purchased. The site is accessible through the highways number 5 north, which is east of the property, and the proposed lot 1 has an industrial building right currently on it, or a warehouse, and of course commercial activity and parking to the west. And the lot that is being subdivided is currently vacant land, and there are no services to it. Under the development plan, the proposed subdivision is located with an area designated an industrial hold and highway commercial. There is an amendment going to be coming forward for a development plan amendment to rectify that and put it into a residential change. The Basically, the zoning bylaw is also supportive of this development. It is west of a proposed lot is industrial light zone and commercial highway zone. And tonight you'll be giving third reading to the bylaw to make those zone amendments more applicable to what's going to be, oh sorry, no, that's a different parcel to the north. We will be redoing it, speaking with Jeff. We're lining up all the bylaw amendments actually for the next few meetings. There were no concerns raised by the various government agencies during the circulation process. The only things that were noted, Manitoba Environment and Climate, Drainage and Water Rights Licensing Branch says that a new road to be created to increase access to the subdivision may require authorization under the Water Rights Act, but since we're consolidating it with the parcel to the north, it will have access. Manitoba Sport, Culture and Heritage Historic Resources branches will require that the applicant conduct at our own expense a heritage resource impact assessment, and we'll look into that. Neepawa Area Planning District was well aware of the subdivision. They understand that it will require some development plan and zoning amendments, and have been working actually with the town of Neepawa to address those requirements, and we'll make sure it all lines up and it exists in the proper zone and in the proper plan amendments. All other agencies responded with no comments or concerns. So provided council is satisfied with the development conforms to the policies and the intent of the plan, they do recommend approval of the subdivision as proposed.
Okay, any other questions regarding that? I think we're all familiar with what is being, what the resolution is here. So be it resolved that we approve the subdivision application 4437-24-8652 of the Big Warehouse Ltd. Town of Neepawa to subdivide 11 acres of vacant property from the existing commercial property on Lot 1, Plan 28531, and consolidate those acres with Lot B, Plan 56267, and be further resolved that as part of the planning process for the future development of the property, the town of Neepawa agreed to address any requirements noted during the circulation process and will facilitate any required amendments to ensure compliance with the development plan and the town's zoning bylaws. Moved by Deputy Mayor Parrott, seconded by Councillor Kostenchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
So this is third reading to the bylaw to amend the town of Neepawa zoning bylaw 3184-18. This is to, as I got mixed up a little earlier, this is for the parcel more northerly of the 320 acres we more recently purchased near the rail line, and it's to rezone it from AR-R, agricultural restricted residential, to MH industrial heavy for the larger portion, and then also to amend from AR-C agricultural restricted commercial to commercial highway on the piece that runs along number 5. So this would be third reading, following up on the last meeting when we did a public hearing and second reading to proceed with making that amendment to the zoning bylaw.
Okay, any questions? Be it resolved that bylaw 3231-24 being a bylaw of the town of Neepawa to amend the town of Neepawa zoning bylaw 3184-18 be now read for the third time. This is a recorded vote. Moved by Deputy Mayor Parrott, seconded by Councillor Nadeau. All in favor? Councillor Sisley?
Are you in favor? I don't know if she's, yep,
That's-
put her hand up.
Okay. Okay, opposed, and that is carried.
I'd just like to ask, were we able to connect with those residents that did come to the public hearing, just to assure them that we're in good faith and that we're not looking to put anything gross close to a residential area?
We'll be sending out a notice that it's received third reading, and we're going to indicate to them that we're going to review the use table and make changes, either giving them the opportunity, changing some permitted conditional use, things like that. So
I mean,
it will be going out, yes.
Our drainage consultants are in town today, also working in that area, so I directed them to go and survey that area, go knock on their doors and pick up their yard elevation, their house foundation elevation, just to ensure that we had all those grade markers so that when we do the drainage in that area, we're not going to cause any damage to anyone. So that's great.
Good idea.
Also covered were a bylaw amendment to increase meal reimbursements amounts, an application to the storefront improvement program, the sale of the last lot on Ellen Street, and an information session on the new hospital on October 24th at the Roxy Theatre at 5 p.m. If you have comments, questions, or topics you'd like NECTV to dig into a little further and provide some additional information, please contact us at 204-476-2639 or by email at nactvnews@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.